We are going live. Amazing. We are live.
Yay!
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us today. What's up, Michelle?
Not much. What's up with you, Lindsay? How are you doing? I know you had surgery, so how are you doing?
Do you really want to know?
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, at least you're laughing. So
This is the
laughter is
thing.
the best medicine.
We laugh so we don't cry. No, we just finished our we did a LinkedIn like co-working session for an hour where we like literally worked through Vince Warnock's Align system for connecting with people on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. The replay will be up soon, so you all can go do it on your own
Awesome.
after. But I started off with how's everybody doing, and literally everybody was just like there was no I'm great. And so give me a like, friends, if when someone asks you how you're doing, you don't got it in you anymore for anything other than
yeah.
I feel like
that's part of the problem, right? It's yeah, we're all experiencing that to some extent or another. Yeah.
It's exactly why we're here talking about like burnout and all work and no play. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, or honestly people, through the last couple of years here, it's been all work and no play because what do we do? I don't know what to do. If I'm not working, I'm watching Netflix. Like, I don't know what to do anymore with myself.
Oh, I know.
So, right, we're seeing this after effect or current ongoing effect of what it looks like to work and work and work and not play. So I know that you have learned a lot about that for yourself. Before you go into your wisdom, why don't you tell folks who you are and what you do?
Well, I'm Michelle Connery, and I used to be an accountant. For 20 years, I was a corporate accountant, made my way up the ladder. And my last role was a director of finance, which is where we'll talk about some of my experience with this. Yeah. And it's actually what got me to change what I'm doing. So I'm now a nutrition coach because I've realized the importance of putting health first, the hard way. And I want to help other people. I want to help entrepreneurs and other accountants who are feeling stressed out and tired, whether or not their goals are weight loss or just to feel healthier and better. I want to help them with that so that they can tackle life and busy season, right? I don't want it to all be about work and no play, like we mentioned. So,
well, exactly. I mean, we know already. Hey, if you've listened to my podcast, it's the Work Less, Play More podcast because we need to work less and play more. Exactly. I was saying that earlier to someone. They're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Well, I teach entrepreneurs how to make money and make lots of money, so they can go do what they want, when they want, where they want, with who they want, because working is for suckers."
I agree.
Straight up. Okay, so this idea, I think it is unfortunately something that most of us have to learn the hard way. Like I'm talking like 99% of us have to learn the hard way, which is that if we don't have our health, mental health, physical health, relational health, if we don't have that, no amount of work or money or success, it means anything. It's not worth it.
That's right. That is so true. And like you said, we often learn the hard way. I mean, people can tell us, but until you actually start experiencing it for yourself, it doesn't resonate. I mean, I remember a conversation with my father right before I went off on sick leave in 2018, where he's like, "You didn't learn from me." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, because he was an accountant as well, right? Apple didn't fall too far from the tree there because at 58, he went off on sick leave for 2 years and he never went back to work. He ended up retiring at 60 because he was so stressed out with the job, the high-powered job. And it just wasn't worth it, right? And then he saw me falling into the same pattern. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, you didn't learn anything from my example." I'm like, I'm fine. Complete denial.
Right? Well, and I think it's like a youth thing, a lack of experience thing, but we all think we're invincible and we all think we're fine. And I think, again, I'd love to see a thumbs up if anybody else agrees with this idea that like, I'll just work hard now and I'll play in the future, or I'll buy my health in the future, or I'll get healthy in the future. It's always something we put off, because we have to work now.
I know, especially like, you're right. Like when you're younger in your 20s, early 30s, you've got a hell of a lot more energy, right? You can stay up late and go to work the next morning with very little problems.
Yep.
And then as you get older and you've done those long 12, 14, 16-hour days, whatever it might be, all of a sudden your body starts to say, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You've punished me enough. I need help. I need you to look after me. And if you ignore the warning signs, unfortunately for some, you're going to end up having a serious, whether it's a mental health issues or physical health issues or both, right? I mean, I was always worried about having the heart attack, but I never did anything to avoid it.
Interesting. Why do you think that was?
Because I deep down, I knew I was working too hard, right? Deep down, I knew I wasn't having any fun because people had asked me, what do you do for fun? And I'd be like,
yeah. What are your hobbies?
I read.
Yeah. What brings you joy?
I'm like, what's that?
Yeah, joy. Who has time for joy? I have to work.
And I mean, you know, and all this was going on because, you know, I got divorced when I was in my early 30s. And then, you know, I tried the online dating and all that stuff. And, you know, that would always be a question that would come up. And I'd be like, oh, well, I work. Like,
yeah.
Okay, bye.
You realize that it's going to be you realize you've become one-dimensional very quick, right?
Yeah. So quick. But it still took a while for me to figure that out because I was always so worried about, well, if I don't put in the hours, I'm not going to keep my job or they're going to think less of me. And especially in the accounting profession, I know other professions are like that as well, is that mentality is there that you have to work long, hard hours. And in my last role, my last boss said to me, well, we pay you to be available 24/7, basically. And I looked at her and said, what? I don't think so. You don't pay me that much.
Yeah. Well, and it's sorry, I'm totally interrupting you. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
An entrepreneur, because most folks here watching this are entrepreneurs, right? And so, but again, I've not done the corporate experience. I've always been doing my own thing. So, but for folks that have been doing the corporate experience, you get what that's like too, that expectation that you are on call and available 24/7. And that carries through into our businesses. And I think because there's more pressure because it's ours and we have to make it happen. And there is so much guilt and shame and pressure around taking a day off, taking a week off.
Oh, right? I hear you. Because since making that switch too, I mean, honestly, I quit my job July 2020. So I moved across the country in a pandemic. Talk about crazy. Adventurous, yes, courageous. Use all of those words to move closer to family because my parents had moved out to Newfoundland 5 years ago to be closer to my sister. And I just realized, like, you know, this job is not worth it. I've been talking about or thinking about doing my own thing for a while now. Because another thing my dad always said, well, if you're going to work crazy hours, why aren't you working for yourself?
Yeah, do it for yourself. Yeah.
Like, why are you letting other people get rich off your back? And I'm like, okay. But and it was when I got here and I thought, okay, well, I got 2 weeks in quarantine, then I'm going to hit the ground running and get that business going. Well, my body had other thoughts because I knew I was burnt out because, I mean, I've been seeing a therapist and working with her and I knew what the signs and symptoms were. You know, I was physically exhausted. I didn't care anymore if they fired me or what happened with my job. I just did not have it in me to do really anything. I just wanted to stay in bed all day. But the A-type personality in me, right? 2 weeks, we're good. We'll be good. No. You know, 8 months later, I was still struggling to get focus and to feel like I need to get off my ass and do something, right? So I really needed that downtime and to reconnect with myself and with my family and my mental health as well, because I do suffer from anxiety as well. So that, you know, from years of not taking care of myself properly, like I would do things like I would go on fitness bursts and then eat well for a bit and then busy season would happen and that would go out the window. But but I don't think I was ever really taking care of mentally and physically until the last couple of years when I really started to realize, oh my God, this is important. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'm so excited about what you're saying. I'm going to continue.
No. I love it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, 2018, I ended up having a ginormous panic attack on a conference call that I was taking from home. And I had heart pains and I thought I was having a heart attack. And I remember sitting in the emergency room thinking, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Why did I let myself get here?
Yes.
As I'm waiting for the test results to come back and the doctor coming in going, are you on blood pressure medication? No. Oh, and not saying anything, right? Scared the crap out of me.
No kidding.
8 hours later, they tell me it wasn't a heart attack because they had to test you multiple times to make sure.
Yeah.
But then I was off for 3 months so that they could test my heart and run every single test known to man. And which was good because I needed that downtime. And that's when I started therapy and found somebody good who was actually, she goes, you're in a very toxic environment, like, oh, okay.
Well, and I'm going to jump in now because you've said so many good things that I want to come back and touch on. One of your things that you said, I would go in spurts with eating well or moving my body. And then when it got busy, it would fall away. So that's a pretty obvious sign that you are not prioritizing self-care, that you are not really taking care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because and that is universal. Anyone else out there doing that, do not feel embarrassed. That is universal. But it's a really important distinction that no, you don't take care of yourself because you don't see yourself as a priority. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
I had a similar experience to the heart attack thing, although I didn't go to the hospital, but I was in this really cool weekend workshop thing, and it was called Creative Peaks and Energy Leaks. And it was looking at where we were leaking our energy. And it wasn't until the very, very final meditation, I'm laying there on my yoga mat doing this meditation, and all of a sudden, I just had the most intense panic attack, pressure, anxiety, whatever you want to say. It felt like somebody was sitting on my chest and I was right. And I couldn't even hear the instructor anymore. I was just in my head, do not have a heart attack, do not have a heart attack, do not have a heart attack. And it just came through so strong. My subconscious was screaming because it was becoming conscious. And it was like, you are putting everybody else ahead of yourself. You are so low on your own priority list, and it is literally killing you.
Yep,
right?
For sure.
And it's that shift that at what point do I matter to me? At what point am I my own priority?
Yeah. And I think too, our society has taught us that putting yourself first is wrong. That
selfish and self-centered and greedy.
What are you doing? Oh, all you need to do is go out and have a manicure. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Right. And it's like, no, it's more than that. Like if I'm not taking care of my mental and physical health, who is?
Yeah.
The answer's
literally
nobody.
Who is? Yeah.
Literally who is? And nobody else can do it for you. And if you wait too long, then you're going to be taking care of an illness. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're either going to make time now for your health or make time for that long drawn out illness that you might never recover from, depending on what it is. Right.
Well, and I think too, so that's one element, and a very important element. And I think another important element is questioning why you don't think you deserve to take care of yourself and to put yourself first and prioritize yourself. And that goes into much deeper systemic issues.
Yes, for sure. That takes a lot. I mean, I dug into some of that with my therapist and with my business coach as well, because she's certified with Jack Canfield.
Yeah.
And then I just had the privilege of doing his Breakthrough to Success retreat this weekend. I won a free ticket for it.
Ooh, congratulations.
I know. It was cool. I have to tell you this because you're going to love it. My coach had a free ticket and she raffled it off in the group. And when she announced she was going to raffle it off, I immediately said, I'm winning that.
Yeah.
2 days later, I saw my name come up.
Nice.
I need this, right?
Yep.
And I mean, I thought I had gotten to the core of some of my stuff, but other stuff came up while I was doing that. And it was like, whoo.
Yeah. It's really interesting. The entrepreneurial journey really pushes our buttons for these deep things to come up. I have some folks in my business community who've now been with me for a few years. And so they're beyond idea, they're beyond growth and momentum. They're now hitting scale. And the stuff that comes up when your business starts succeeding is totally different than when you're in the idea and in the growth stage. And it's I can only describe it as a crumbling under the pressure of all these things happening, especially when things happen, like good things happen.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so, yeah, like entrepreneurship, it will push your buttons. And if you allow it, it is such an opportunity to do this deeper work.
It
And
is.
and I want to bring this back to something you said way at the beginning, and that's that you said people often miss the signs of
Yeah.
like before they burn out, before their body tells them no. What
Mhm.
are some of the signs that you think people need to pay attention to?
Well, it's chronic fatigue is one big one, right? Because you're burning yourself out, you're not
Mhm.
getting enough sleep, so your body can't recuperate. Like your body does so much at night,
Yeah.
it needs that sleep. So when you're constantly working into the wee hours in the morning and then getting up, it's not good for you, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not actually getting any more productive, really.
Yeah.
And if you're not eating well, like I'm not saying you have to eat healthy 100% of the time. I mean, I know I don't, but if you're constantly eating takeout or processed
Yeah.
food, then you're not getting the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to help you recover from the stress.
Yeah.
For me too, it was increased in headaches, right?
Yeah.
My migraines, my headaches, irritability, things that used to not bug me were bugging me like nothing else. Like just
I can feel it right now, just your face.
and I would just my temper, and I wasn't
Yeah.
known at work to have a short fuse, but my fuse was getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
And then near the end, I was breaking out in crying bursts for no reasons, right?
Yeah.
Because my emotions were going from one extreme to the other
Yeah.
and not caring anymore, whether it's about what the work you're doing
Mhm.
or the role, like whether you're corporate entrepreneur, you're like, I'm just going to throw in the towel and walk
Yeah.
away. Who cares what happens? So it's that lack of caring and
Caring.
yourself and what you're doing, right?
I
You
was
just
gonna
lost it.
suggest yeah, sorry, I cut you off again
Yeah.
because I'm too excited. So I was gonna suggest a podcast if folks haven't listened to it yet. The podcast, on my Work Less Play More podcast with Nick McGraw, and he talks about that, about hitting that burnout and losing complete passion for his work. He didn't want to do it. He didn't care, and he was like, "This is wrong. I love what I do.
Yeah.
Something is wrong here."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the short fuse, being overly emotional, not losing interest and not caring about what you do anymore, right? And then, physical symptoms, not sleeping, noticing a trend in not moving your body, not eating well, not taking breaks. These are all things that it takes a hyper self-awareness to be paying
It does.
attention
It
and
does.
checking in with ourselves.
Yeah,
Right?
it for sure it does. And other people listening to other people because they're going to see it in you before
100%. Yeah.
you do. And if you're brushing it off, I want you to stop for a second, go, if one person says it, okay, whatever. Two people, the old saying, but if 10 people start telling you the same thing, maybe you should pause and think, okay, what's going on here? Why are all of these people saying my fuse is shorter than normal? You're not laughing as much as you used to. You seem to be grumpy all the time, or you're crying. Like, are you okay? Right? And check in with yourself. Find somebody to talk to. That might be the first step. Find a good friend or a therapist or your doctor, somebody, right? There's people out there that can help. And because mental health is just as important as your physical health too.
It literally, the two go hand in hand. They go absolutely hand in hand, right? And so to bring it back to the work less, play more, all work, no play. So now that we know some of the signs to watch for, what do you think is something simple that stressed out, pre-burnt out, or burnt out entrepreneurs can do to scale back the work a little bit and bring a little more play, a little more joy into their lives?
Well, the big one for me was setting boundaries and making time for myself, right? So physically scheduling in time for yourself and giving yourself the permission to take that time, right? That's the big thing, is saying, I'm investing in myself here, not just my business. For my business to succeed, I have to invest in myself and my self-care. So whether that's blocking out half an hour a day to go outside for a walk, to meditate, I don't care if you pick up a good book, do something that takes you away from the work.
Yeah.
It could be going out and playing with your kids, but you also want time, alone time, space to think. Like for me, being here with my niece and nephew, who will be 6 in January, they're twins. And I was taking care of them because I didn't start school to this past September. So I was taking care of them during the day. So playing with them, watch 6-year-olds in the moment. They're in the moment. They're having fun. They're not worried about other stuff.
Yeah.
So we were in the winter, we were going out and doing snow angels. If you haven't done a snow angel in a while, I challenge you to go do a snow angel.
Go do a snow angel. Yeah.
So much fun, and it's going to help you. But find a fun activity too. Like, when is the last time, I think I posted this on one of my stories the other day. When is the last time you actually had joyful fun?
Yeah.
And if you can't remember that, it's time to go find something that you find fun and go do it.
And I was going to say that because even when you're saying schedule it in here, schedule in there, just also don't make it a to-do list. No. Take an afternoon, take a day, go do something so flipping joyfully and just fully indulge in the enjoyment of it. Don't think that it has to serve a purpose, because that's something that can happen with folks that are burning out or have burnt out in their recovery. They view their recovery as a means to an end to getting back to work. No. It needs to be separate. There's what you do for work, but there's other parts of you. And it's about allowing yourself to explore other parts of you, not tied to productivity, capitalism, business, making money, not tied to that. What are the things that bring you joy? Go and do that and allow yourself to play and get to know that other side of you.
Right? Exactly. Get up and dance in the middle of the day, whatever, right? Yep. You know, crank the tunes and have some, just shut off your devices too, right? Yeah. Shut them off and go have some fun. But you're right. But for those of us who never schedule or who can't do anything or don't, the first step is sometimes scheduling and then getting used to getting up and having fun. Take the weekend off.
Yep. People would laugh at me when I said I schedule in fun. If I don't schedule in fun, I won't have fun. I work all the time. Now I'm better now, but that is such a great point. And you have to, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. Yeah. Book your calendar off, go do something fun. And I know that is a little bit more challenging right now, right? But as things are opening up and we're gathering together more, I think there's also a big mental shift that needs to happen to like, oh yeah, if I'm vaccinated and my friends are vaccinated, we can hang out again. Yeah. And so it is also retraining our minds that it is safe to go out and it is safe to be with people again and do that. So
and reconnecting with, if you can't think about something to do, think about when you were a teenager or a young adult. What were things that you like to do? Yeah. To relax and have fun. Maybe you didn't think of it as relaxing then because you just did it, but what were the things you did for fun? Was it painting? Was it drawing? Was it cooking? Yeah. Get in the kitchen, have some fun in the kitchen.
Right? Yes. Heck yeah.
You know, I love to bake and I love, okay, yeah, you're thinking nutrition coach who bakes. Yeah, I do, because I believe it's a good thing to do. And I have fun with it. And I find it so relaxing, right? Because I'm in my element, I'm being creative, and it's an outlet for me. And then I just give the stuff away.
Yeah, but also no, food is not morally good or bad. If you want to eat baking, you can eat baking. I love it. I love it. Michelle, this has been a fun little snippet. I'm so glad you came to hang out with me. I'm so glad we connected on this live. Yep. I hope for folks listening, it has been a really good reminder that, we're all in the same boat. We all go through the same things. It is so easy to slip into burnout mode so quickly. And it really is about that awareness of knowing your signs, your symptoms of burnout or pre-burnout, and how to catch yourself and give yourself permission to have some fun. Give yourself permission to not work and go explore other facets of you besides entrepreneur, business owner.
Take that hat off, put your fun hat on and go try something new. If you can, right? Depending where you are, but yeah.
I love it. Michelle, how can folks connect with you if they want to stay in touch?
They can find me on Instagram. It's at Nutrition with Coach Michelle. You can find me there. I'll be hanging out there.
Let's throw it in the chat, shall we?
Awesome.
Throw there. Amazing. There it is in the chat. You know what? Let's throw mine in too, because hey, why the heck not? If you guys want to share with me. Sorry, I've been talking a lot today. My voice is starting to go. There's me if you want to come hang out. Michelle, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you. It was been tons of fun. And I look forward to hearing from people. Hey, drop me a line if you need help. I'm here to help.
So. I love it. Amazing. Cool. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. We will see you all real soon. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Bye.